Alright guys, Bill here back more. Psychonauts 2. It is Thursday morning-ish. I do work today, but kind of like an hour and a half or so to record here, so let's play more Psychonauts 2. Probably may or may not record tonight. Probably not going to record tomorrow considering I have to record my BB Can mixing power ranking, and then we'll see about after that. But we're nearing the end of the game. I do want to finish it. I'm mostly going lunch because I'm very professional. Also going to listen to podcasts. So yeah, very professional. Let's go. I don't know what I'm doing.
I wish I had person on Twitter.
Never mind about those seeds.
To like call them out to say this, but it was a I feel like a really good analogy. How I saw it, they said we have Kevin and we have Ramon, and they're kind of doing the complete opposite of kind of the structure of the house, and one is playing like a Dan style versus a Derek style gameplay. I was wanting to like know your thoughts on that kind of analogy, because I thought it was like, damn, I can see the correlation in this thing a lot, even though Dan and Derek have like definitely similarities. And, you know, Ramon and Kevin definitely do as well, but it's still vastly different. Yeah, I mean, I've compared the way that Kevin is playing to Danielle Reyes, and I think that's sort of a closer analog there. And then Herman as well, like, Herman is definitely in the Derek school. I wouldn't compare him directly to Derek in terms of how he plays, but he is in that sort of school structural building kind of mentality. So I wouldn't necessarily say this is like Dan and Derek. I do feel like Dan for me is kind of like a hybrid of like the Dr. Will, Danielle early style gameplay with the Derek style structural gameplay, because he does also create some structures while also causing chaos. But there is a lot of similarity, especially to the early game of Big Brother 10, to what Dan was doing, to what Kevin is doing, especially how they started low and are trying to like cause some chaos. We'll see how the end game plays out for Kevin in terms of that, but yeah, I mean, I think that in general we are seeing even if we aren't necessarily like saying it's Dan and Derek, I do think we are definitely seeing a direct competition between two very different philosophies.
I didn't even see that. Let me grab that. No, wait. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, I can see your house from here. Is it green?
On how to play the game, where Kevin is very much for chaos and for
don't you?
You know, just like making sure that there isn't a cool kids club where everyone gets together and pushes out the outsiders. Kevin is like, no, let's make them all fight each other, and let's pick apart the remains. Where Herman is like, no, let's all get together. We'll all agree. Let's take out the losers.
Put me down, wretched demon.
We'll battle it out in the end, but secretly I'll set myself up with my people. We'll all win comps, and we'll make house decisions. And if you go against the house, then you become a loser. Which is the kind of new school style of play, which is very, very effective, and has proven to be almost game-breaking in how effective it is.
Hi, have you met my friend? They just love to fly.
Herman has not been able to pull it off. I think Kyle really helped blow some of that up.
Kevin is
doing his best to make sure it's not happening. Right now, the chaos is winning. Chaos 1, structure rules 0. If it's not working, stop trying to put band-aids and trying to make, like, if it's broke...
Name for me this monster so roughly bearing me over the sea.
If it isn't broke, don't fix it. If it isn't broke, well, okay, this is broke. So I guess that now is trash. But if it's not working, you continually try to, like, okay, let's just try this again, and rebuilding. It obviously isn't going to stick. So, get over it. Like, stop. But... Law versus chaos,
don't get so close.
Yeah, wait, I mean, at some point, Herman needs to be able to adapt to the new layout of the game, and he is trying. But his attempts wait a minute. The thing is, like, the way that Herman plays is still effective.
I don't know
He's
about
still,
this place.
working hard. And you see in this day, like, he almost gets things back to like something that's a little more manageable, right? He almost does get a house consensus, and we'll talk about it now. Like, so he finds out that Moose is feeling good, and so Herman's kind of like, oh, crap, like, should I be flipping? Should I be making sure that this is a unanimous vote to keep Moose? Should I be on the side of the majority here? I don't want to be on the side. I don't want to split. I don't want to try.
I didn't do this one.
I don't want chaos. He goes to Kevin and he asks Kevin, like, so where are you leaning with the vote? Kevin says, oh, it's a tough choice.
I think I need to figure out what's causing it.
Deep conversation where Ron is trying to figure out where should I go?
I can't deal with that mood until I figure out what's behind it.
And Kevin is trying to keep Herman in the dark as much as possible. Split vote one side, which then he really wants, but also like Kevin can't push too hard and become the person who clearly orchestrated everything once it happens. And so Kevin walks a very fine line.
What's the need of clairvoyance right
Tanisha
now?
staying is better for my game, but I can't see both sides. And basically what I think Kevin is trying to do here is
There must be something causing this bad mood around here.
Like, what do you think, Herman? Herman says it's a tough decision. He goes back and forth. He does think that Moose is better in competition. Tanisha's, also very good. Kevin says he does think that Tanisha's a big threat. She's long. Like, she's also better in competition. Again, like, I'm mostly better for my game, but I don't know. We just don't want to be indecisive. And I'm not indecisive. Like, once I figure out my decision, I'm going to stick with it. If we decide that we're sending Tanisha out, I'm going to have to tell her. I'm going to tell her that she has my votes, and I have to let her know that she's leaving. And Kevin's just like,
Wow.
get out of
Remind
here,
me not to
dude.
invite
Like,
you
you're
to
ruining
my wedding.
everything. And they keep talking. Kevin wants to offer a 1-week deal to Herman that they don't target each other for 1 week. I don't believe for a second that Kevin will honor this deal, but I think he's hoping that Herman would, which I think he would because he does have bigger fish to fry. Herman wants to know, though, like, look, I talked to you a lot, Kevin. I do feel good about you, but I also feel like I don't really know where your head is at. I don't really know who you're targeting. And Kevin says, well, rest assured, my target is Jess. And he gives the whole spiel about how Jess nearly put him on the block and that Jess would be his target, which of course is great for Herman because Herman also wants to target Jess.
I've already
Of
given
course,
Bob
in
2
reality,
of those
Herman
seeds.
is the
They're
target for
harmless.
Kevin.
What?
So
You have no
after
idea
Herman
the harm
leaves,
you've done,
Kevin's
do you?
like, this is a disaster.
Time
Like, this
to
guy
get
is gonna
serious.
ruin everything. He's gonna turn this into a house vote. And so Josh comes in as well, and Josh is also concerned because now that Moose has been saying Josh's name, Gino and Jason
I'm running
came
out
to
of
Josh
places
and they
to
were like,
hide
are you
this
with
thing.
us? We've got the votes. And he's like, yes, I'll vote with you.
Ooh,
and so
this
now
is
he's
good.
concerned that because
Nobody
he told
actually
Gino and
eats
Jace
wedding
that he's
cake,
voting
right?
to keep Moose, that now if he does vote to keep Tanisha,
I
they're going to be
like
pissed at him and they're going to come
wedding
for him. And this whole thing is now getting messy because now Herman is asking him where his head is at, and if he tells Herman,
Down
then
here,
Herman's going to
kid.
tell everyone. And he doesn't know what
Get
to do.
me
And
out of
Kevin's
here.
like, all right,
I don't want to miss the
give
ceremony.
me a sec. Let me think on this and figure out what we should do here because this is definitely getting messy. In the meantime, Herman goes to Jace, and he's like, so, how are we feeling about this vote? Because I'm kind of hearing that maybe we are considering keeping Moose. Jace is still kind of playing it cool with Herman, kind of feeling like maybe I can pull Herman to our
I'm an
side.
idiot.
Jace and Gino both feeling, as Gino is going to talk to Kevin, maybe I should go there first. Kevin talks to Gino, and Gino is telling Kevin, like, I think we can split Herman. I've talked to Herman. He seems like he might be on board to keep Moose. And Kevin is like, that's great. I'm so glad you're doing that. Yeah, we can definitely. It's not like I'm trying to set Herman up on the other side or anything. We definitely want as many numbers as we can. Kevin's like, did you tell Herman about like me being involved? He's like, no, I didn't tell him that. We had very preliminary conversations. And Gino's like, and I think we can get Josh too. I think we were talking to Josh. This vote could end up being 7-2. Wouldn't that be great, Kevin? Kevin's like, oh, I mean, we only need 5. Let's dial it back. I still need to cover my own ass.
Oh, I see.
It's so funny because he gets a conversation with Lamont.
I appreciate you offering to carry me down the aisle. My regular carrier broke a wing. Went to the champagne tower. I'm fine, though. Didn't feel a thing. Takes a lot to crack this old noggin. Is this as fast as you can go? Isn't this Otto made it in his metal shop just for the ceremony. You know what? I don't think I'm ready to go. Yeah, that's good. I'm feeling a little off. And I don't want to ruin the ceremony. See what I mean?
So Herman talks to Jace, and he's trying to figure out where, what are we gonna do with this? And so he's trying to figure out, exactly where her head is at to see, what his options are, right? And he's feeling her out, and by doing that, or the way that he's doing that is he's sort of she's like, hey, there are pros and cons on either side, and she's trying to play it cool like that, but he's able to pretty quickly figure out that she's leaning pretty heavily toward keeping Moose, because every time he throws out a positive for keeping Tanisha, she's got a rebuttal, and every time he's and then this positive for Moose, she's like, exactly, which is telling him, okay, they kind of already are leaning in a direction. He tells Jace, well, either way, I think it should be a house decision. And we should all be on the same page. And she's like, absolutely, let's check back in.
So he's gay?
After she leaves, he says that
When these feelings appeared in my heart, I thought they were weeds, and I tried to pull them out.
A little bit sketched out by Jace, and I think
but this
that
mighty
she
oak
seems
has
so
given me shade.
And he didn't even sort of push that
Good to
necessarily.
see you again, Helmet.
Herman feeling like he still has
I'll make sure this
power
gets
in
back to
split
Bob.
that, okay, Gino and Jace might want to keep him. I don't know why. That's sketchy to me. Okay, and he says to the cameras, I need to talk to Josh to make sure he doesn't want to do this. Make sure he doesn't want to do this flip. Herman has decided, I think, in this moment, okay, if Moose stays, it's not my flip. Herman is feeling like when he was talking to Kevin was making him feel like he was in charge. Kevin was making him feel like this was his decision, that he could go either way. And Herman was acting like it was. If I decide to flip this vote and get rid of Tanisha, I will need to give her a heads
Well,
up.
Bob, you did it.
He talks to Jace, and
Yep,
Jace kind
I
of
did it.
indicates that they've already decided this is not his flip, that he will be joining
Why
the
so
flip
nervous?
would be the case.
But
he thinks that he still has the power to
I'm
stop it.
starting to
So
remember
he wants to talk to Josh to make sure Josh is not
why I got
on
rid of
board.
those
But then he's
seeds.
going to start going around for the rest of the night trying to stop any flip from happening, trying to make sure that Tanisha stays. Now, Tanisha, as we've talked about, has barely talked to anyone all day outside of Summer and Betty, and she's not really doing much
warned you,
for
and
herself.
I warned you, but did you listen?
Herman is
No.
going to be going around trying to campaign for her for
Don't worry,
for
I'm here to
much
protect
of
you.
the night here.
Again.
He also goes to Summer and says, hey, Moose is pitching to some people. I think it's resonating. And
what are you
tries to
doing
give Summer
to
a
him?
little bit of a heads up.
Leave him alone.
Things are a little sketchy, but don't
protecting
worry,
him.
I'm on this. And Summer's like, that's great.
Protecting
Great,
him?
great.
For what?
Now, Summer and Betty
About to
are
find
concerned
out.
about Helena's vote because they didn't get her on the clock, and they're worried that she might flip on them. So they're a little bit concerned about that. Betty has a conversation with Helena. Betty felt a little bit better with Helena after that conversation. Ron is going to talk to Helena and try to make sure, you're not letting me do it, are you? Basically, and she's like, no, that's not what I'm doing at all. And so he's like, okay, Helena's in. I've got Josh, Summer, Betty. We've got the numbers. I think this flip is not going to happen. Helena goes to Josh after that, and she's like, oh my god, I'm blind now. We can reconsider. We can still keep Tanisha if we want.
This is kind of similar to the Phage 3, right? Is that the game? The Pirates of the Caribbean boss battle?
But then the second she says that, she says, right open I don't think that they would feel this bad about snaking me. And John's like, oh, they definitely. And so this is all over the place, right? They're now considering completely abandoning the plan altogether. Will it be a blindside? Will it not be a blindside? Will it even happen at all at this point? And Kevin ends up joining them, and they're like, Kevin, what are we doing here? And he runs through the scenarios, he runs through the options, and he says, like,
I
you
need
know,
to
we
rescue
could
Bob.
change our minds, we could do this, we could go, like, nuclear option, we could tell them we're voting one way and just completely go the other way. We've got a few options there.
What am I doing?
I think we're doing the right thing. I think this gives us security.
Where's Bob?
They're like, okay, you're right, you know, like, we should do this.
Oh.
I knew those seeds were bad news.
Now you gone and put him into a bad mood again.
Tell them, Josh, like, maybe before, Kevin's like, I don't know, I think after, Lena said, yeah, we probably have to do it after, something before, because then
Is
they
it
might
too late to put those seeds?
so, Blindside is still on, Lena is still in, Tanisha's still leaving. As of right now, it is still a 5-4 vote, and we're back to where we started, mostly here.
You make it so
They
hard
also
to do
decide
my
at this
job.
point that they're going to name their alliance the Crash Test
I need
Thieves.
to know what's causing that mood before I can get rid of it.
The Rat Pack or the Rats?
Everything was so nice here before you came. Hey, knock that off.
Crash Test Dummies. And even Kevin
If I
pointed
could
out,
just
it's not-
CD
it's
this
not-
thing, I could find out what's causing it.
But Kevin pointed out, the say too is stupid, but I like it. I'm like, no. Like, no. I don't like rats. I mean, it's not like a super real alliance for Kevin, so I think he's totally cool with it being like a dumb name.
Whose side is this moth on anyway?
Also, with
Oh, I think I fucked up.
you know that
Hey,
Almost had it.
maybe this wasn't such
I
a
just
good
need to
idea.
focus a little longer with
and I was thinking about this
avoidance.
as candidates.
I'm ready to go now.
Let's see if we can get to the heart of this bad mood.
Plant my...
Oh, we can't.
Somebody get me out of here.
Really care about him. Stop doing that.
I probably had
Me out.
But I was only friends.
I mean, there's like in the US.
I don't think gardening is supposed to hurt this much.
It doesn't need to hurt at all.
This is all. It's honestly, it's completely inconsequential. Like nobody follows the rules.
Doesn't need to
It
hurt
doesn't
you,
matter.
I
It's
mean.
sometimes used as an excuse to not tell people. That's what I was.
Hey! That hurts! Oh, could you?
We're down. No one thinks. Still don't visit you. Now, when we do get exciting, hopefully, and I mean, it'll be exciting nonetheless. We'll get exciting. Yes. So this is where we've landed for the most part. Hermana's going to continue the campaign for Tanisha for the rest of the night. He's going to talk to Kevin again, campaign to Kevin for Tanisha. Kevin's like, yes, I'll think about it. Essentially, they both agree they're not going to go after each other. That doesn't really matter in this same regime format, I would assume. But they changed it there. In the morning, this morning,
Looks like another dead.
Kevin is Tanisha, so Kevin is straight up lying to them now. Herman is ultimately into Gino, and he tries to get Gino to jump on board and keep Tanisha. Gino is not super
How can you do this to Bob?
Chase is going to get involved in the conversation. This is like exactly how Kevin wanted it to go, where Gino thinks, Herman thinks that he can get Gino and Chase to flip back, and he thinks that he's in control of this vote. And so now he's positioning himself against the flip, and instead of Gino and Chase feeling like, oh, Herman is with us, we can get Herman to jump on board, now Herman is trying to actively stop him from doing the thing that they know they have the power to do heading into this vote, which is definitely going to do at least a little bit of damage to their relationship after Herman leaves. Gino and Chase are like, he ran so hard before I think like we thought he was cool, we thought he'd be on board with this, but now he's pushing against it. I can't give all the credit to Kevin because, like, he's not in control of what Herman does, but he did manage to provide these situations where Vermont did exactly what he was hoping he would do. And yet he somehow managed to keep this blindside split vote in place, which is pretty wild. We'll see what comes of it here, especially with this safety chain format, but it's in place. Kevin is going to go to the booth and say, hey, I'm with you. I'm definitely I think you're going to stay. I want to develop more game relationships with you, and I want to make something happen here. So Kevin's putting in the work. Vermont tells, again, Summer T and Betty, like, hey, I think Gino and Jason might not be on board, but I think we're okay. And again, this morning, he's like, we should be good. Gino and Kevin are on board. It's just Gino and Jason seem to want you out for some reason. And so for now, the blind side is in place, and split vote is in place, and we will see what comes of it tonight. The message, I'm pretty sure a lot will come from it. Just the reactions and the emotions running high. And I'm just looking to see how the crash test dummies will cover themselves. That's what I'm honestly mostly interested in seeing, because I know they'll be questioned. And so I'm just looking to see how that will develop. And so, in for an interesting time. Taryn, I think you did an amazing job breaking down basically the falafel of what happened yesterday. And I think you did a brilliant job. Thank you. Yes, there was so much that ends in the same place we started. Yes, so I really was just trying to run you through as quickly as possible, how it.
I might as well pause it. See, that's it for Bob's Bottles, right?
Yep, all the bottles in the blue bin. Bottle caps, too. Hey, that too. We're recycling plastic now. Can you believe it?
So, Agent Sonato, think you could help me with a little yard work?
Wow, what a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's impressive as far as strength and mass, but in terms of aesthetics, it's all over the place.
You talking about the vines? Or that beard?
Who's this?
Helmet. So this is where you ran off to. Figures.
What?
It's me, Bobby. It's your Psy-King.
But how? Where's your body?
I was lost for a long time, until this one found me. Body's on loan from the mailroom. Hang on, borrowed lips. Wouldn't be right.
Yeah. And he's not as cute as you either.
Well, neither are you right now. Come on, let's at least wash that beard. What's that smell? Mushrooms? You know I hate mushrooms.
I know.
Now I just need some help with those killer bees.
Okay.
How it got there and then how it came back. But we got through it. It still took about an hour, but that's where we are. I think the feeds might be down already for probably the day at this point. We are anticipating that the double eviction is some form of safety chain, which if you didn't listen to last night's recap, I would suggest listening to the end. We talked about the safety chain, how it probably will work, and what it likely means for who is going to be evicted.
It's painful.
The basics of it is that I think Jess is probably in the most vulnerable position. Maybe even regardless of how it works, I would definitely expect Jess to be the most likely person to leave tonight in the double eviction. But there are some caveats to that. If it depending on the different ways that it works, and depending on some of the luck of how it plays out in the order with which people are chosen for safety. But who knows, Jacob? Any safety chain thoughts, predictions? I think it just all depends on what group, what side starts it off. I think it will kind of really expose the crash test dummies say there is.
Okay, so no matter what, you get stopped.
And so, yeah, or the beginning. But yeah, I just think it falls down to who will start it off, what side of the group will start it off. I think Jess is my most likely candidate to leave. Also JC, depending on how that, again, depending on who starts it off. So,
yeah, I don't know if I can see Jace leaving though, because
really,
it would have to.
Jace.
That's fine. I think it would have to be the only scenario I see Jace leaving is if Jace and Gino are the final two remaining, because otherwise, Gino will have gotten safety, and Gino will always save Jace. So unless they're the final two people on the board, Jace almost by default should be safe, right? Unless it comes down to a vote for the final two. Because like if it's like Gino picking between Jace and anybody else, he's picking Jace to save.
He's picking Jace to save. Probably my wanting and who I think are getting mixed up. So suss out what you want to suss out with that.
The safety chain hugely benefits people who have a clear number one. That if this person gets it, they're just gonna save another person. So I think Jace is.
So we
Jace
get
and
stopped
Gino
by,
should
we
be
get stopped here.
pretty good here, as they will be protecting each other.
Oh, what the fuck?
Again, though, it depends on the format. So basically, how the safety chain, we anticipate how the safety chain works is that someone's going to kick it off either by winning a competition or some other means.
Just get stuck in
They pick one person to be safe, then that person picks one person to be safe, so on and so forth until you get to the final two people remaining. At that point, it could go to a vote.
Wait, so is it like if you touch the honey?
Or it could be that the third to last person decides who to give safety to and automatically evicts the other person. So it could be one person that decides, or it could be the house that decides. Another wrinkle that we talked about last night is that there could be a quote-unquote veto competition halfway through where six people become safe through the safety chain, and then they stop and they say, okay, the remaining 5 people are now going to compete in the veto competition or whatever, and they kick off a new round of safety chain based on that winner of the competition to give people a chance to intervene in order, right? I think that would be great. I don't know if they've thought that far ahead. I mean, they're probably pretty new to the safety chain concept, whereas we're experts on it. So who knows? But there are lots of little things that could change. And the thing about the safety chain is that it can be very predictable in terms of like where it goes, but there are lots of little ways to tweak it to make it very different. And the specific person that leaves can just come down to like the order in which things happened to play out in a certain way, right? So who knows at this point, but hopefully it's exciting. We should be heading into a double eviction. That's a safety chain, which could be super fun. It could be lame. We'll have to see.
Oh, can I pick this up?
So there's going to be a blindside heading straight into it, which is hopefully it's not spoiled. And a split vote. So this could be a wild night here tonight.
I mean, Taryn, I feel like you need your producer credit.
There we go.
We need your for competition or for some type of thing. You need producer credit.
Victory over beat.
I don't know.
Also, you just got a haircut too.
I did. Thank you.
What's wrong, you big
You know, it happens occasionally.
Hope I'm not contributing.
Looks good.
Thank you. I will be live tonight.
Oh, what the fuck? Are you serious?
Eviction live with all of you. There's a blindside, a split vote, and a safety chain double eviction. There's a lot to react to live tonight, so make sure you tune in on Twitch. I will also be live at some point today, trying to figure out more, predict more about the safety chain, go into the stock watch and the implications there. So join me over on Twitch today as well. And then after the episode, we will be live to talk through all of the ramifications of what we saw and see, there's going to be lots to talk about tonight, so make sure you tune into the podcast. Check it out. I'll, of course, be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern to update you on everything that happens today/tonight after the double eviction on the Big Brother Canada 10 live feeds. Should be a lot to update, so make sure you check that out as well. And that's pretty much...
You, Green Needle Witch. you don't exist. You're just something someone put into my mind. Which means there's probably a very powerful psychic nearby. Another hallucination. A very solid hallucination. Oh man, are you gonna cast a spell or something?
Who are you? How did you get in here? And where was our security, eh?
Cassiopeia? Author of Mindswarm? Ford Cruller brought me through security.
Ford? Ford Cruller?
Yeah, we'll end out this cutscene.
Came back? Oh, I knew it! I knew he would. But I'm not ready. I've been trying to fix this place up for him, but don't you know these bees are so demanding?
So many plans.
Ford wants me to turn on the astrolabe, but it's covered in, well, really angry bees. Know anything about that?
Oh, I think I can help you with that. I'm just happy to be useful again. Get out of my way. Ford needs me. Oh, I can tend to the Queen later. Okay. I'm sorry. She says I can't talk to you anymore.
Wait! Cassie! Who's she?
Who are you? Okay, wait, actually, I think what we'll do is we'll get into her head first, right? And then we'll end.
Cassie? Shh, they'll hear you. Cassie, would you sign my copy of Mindswarm?
I was wondering when you were going to ask. What took you so long?
Thanks, Cassie. So, are you the Green Needle Witch?
What? Why would you say such a thing?
Because you're so pointy.
Those are pine needles. They stick to the honey on my suit. I can't help it.
Because you lurk through the woods in the dark.
I do my beekeeping at night because this darn bee suit is so hot.
Because you're so tall.
Okay, well, I do wear lifts in this thing so I can reach the upper hives, but what beekeeper doesn't do that?
No reason.
Well, I'll admit, I have been playing into the legend a little bit.
Why?
I need to keep people away from here to protect it. This is a sacred place.
Would you mind if I snuck a peek inside your mind?
Oh, thank you. I haven't had a checkup since Ford went away.
Hello? Cassie? Bees?
Alright. So, what is this called? Cassie's Collection. Alright. But yeah, we'll end here. Next episode, continue on. For now, though, thank you for watching.